Hello guys, and welcome to another Twitch stream where I will be talking about October CMS. So, I guess that you guys must have heard about it because I read somewhere that October CMS GitHub, that it's like the PHP framework with most stars. So I guess that's true. So let's do PHP CMS. And yeah, sort by most stars. Yeah, so October is way better than Bolt and so on. Yeah, this is like open source CMS competition. There are no paid PHP frameworks here, WordPress isn't here, etc., but you know, that's something. And October CMS is definitely packed with features. So I guess, you know, that attracts lots of developers that ultimately can put those features to action to build various projects. While testing the October CMS, I used Laravel Valet. I need to learn how to say that correctly. And basically the installation is pretty straightforward, and I really like it, if I may say so. Because it's done through a browser, so I like these graphic things and I like when it's nice and shiny. So basically what you do is you download a zip file, and the archive file gets in your download folder, and basically you unpack it and you have something like this. What I like about this exact archive file is that it has no branding. So if I have like a ton of stuff in my downloads folder, how should I know that this is October CMS? I need to get into README file and all right, okay, that's October. Then basically what you do is you go to your webroot folder and just copy those files over and then visit that location in your browser. So since we're running Laravel Valet, all I need to do is add .dev and install .php, and that's it. So pretty nice installation. It checks various system stuff, and then when it determines that we're okay to go, it lets us continue. We need to specify some additional info, such as database name. Let's call that October CMS. I've already created my database with MySQL Pro here. Yeah, I have some remnants from my previous testing, so I'm just gonna delete these. Okay, and well, provide your super sensitive login and password data. You need to set up your administrator account. So 123, 123, 123. Like that's probably 10% of world passwords here. And in the advanced settings, I like to have my backend URL set as admin because that's what I'm used to. And when I hit continue, it basically provides me with 3 choices. So start from scratch, start from theme, and use a project ID. We'll investigate each, but start from scratch basically provides you with a demo theme and nothing else. Start from theme lets you choose one, and you know, the one that has the features that most carries the most resemblance to your project features. And a project ID is well, it's probably best if I show you that. So let's start from scratch. When I first installed the October using Laravel Valet, I had like I had an error that basically said, I'm gonna paste this in the chat for you guys to read, but it's actually use of undefined constant, encrypt, yada yada. So it's an error or an issue caused by not having Laravel Valet set up correctly. So I basically done this. Yeah, I probably should have pasted this line by line for you, but yeah, there you go. I just run brew install mcrypt, brew install php -mcrypt, and then I made sure it appeared in PHP options, and then just needed to do valet restart so that it's picked up by a web server, and that's it. And then everything started working, and I landed on this screen that you guys see right now. All right, so let's get into the admin panel, which looks pretty nice, though personally I'm not a fan of large font, large input text areas, bright colors. I like it, you know, minimal and grayish, but okay, this is luckily for us configurable, but I doubt that I'd ever want to fiddle with this because, you know, who wants to waste precious time on tweaking your backend admin panel that you're only seeing during the development phase. But let's check out what's in our settings pane. This is the place where you manage your themes, sort of like what you have in WordPress. So any theme that's installed is placed within, let me just show you the directory structure quickly. No, we don't want that. We want October CMS, and then we're gonna run Sublime. And all your themes live in the themes folder, and when you add a new one, it'll be placed right next to this demo theme. The templating is pretty straightforward, but we'll get to that. Before that, let's return to our settings page. So yeah, this is where you manage, you create a blank theme. So let me just quickly show you how that works. So let's create a CMS podcast theme. All right, CMS podcast demo theme with an author and the website and the code, which I'm not sure what it's used for, but it created my CMS podcast theme that appeared, like I said, here in this folder right above the demo theme. So you have your YAML files to define stuff, you have your layouts, but we'll get to that. Before that, let me just note that it's really easy to import or export your theme. So if you want to export your themes to, I don't know, use it in another project or stuff like that, it's easy to do. So when you go to your downloads folder, you'll see that it created a zip file with all your theme stuff in there. So if you want to import that, it's just as easy. You just need to find that file. Or if you want to start a new theme based off of this one, it's also easy. And, you know, edit properties, that's easy too. Everything is easy. Life is great. We have our maintenance mode here. So when, you know, we have installed our website and we have our demo page brought up here, and when I enable my maintenance mode, then something should have happened here. But when activated, website visitor will see the page chosen below. it's not working for some reason. Okay, there's gotta be a reason for that. There's a reason for everything. But let's move on. So our updates are done through here. So lots of, I'd say, inspiration from WordPress, but you know, WordPress isn't like alpha and omega of PHP CMS system. So if you want to update, you just do check for upgrades, and since no new updates were found, I just close this and I'm done. I manage my plugins here and I install my plugins here to be used with October CMS. We'll get to that point as well. I can define more administrative users here and manage user groups. I can customize my backend. So yeah, I can, if I don't like those colors, I can set some other, but I'm not sure how that'll turn out. And I can upload my custom logo. Well, let's see if this works. Okay. Have my app name. I have my tagline and everything, save and close, and I'm not sure where actually is that printed out, but the logo that I've just uploaded gets shown right about here, and I guess that you should aim to have the exact same proportions as the October CMS logo that I've had before, since this is not really looking too great, but okay. And here's my custom colors here. Let's move on to another section of settings, email configuration. Everything pretty straightforward here. Mail templates, you're able to define your own mail templates, and that's also a great thing. And logs are, you know, super cool features. So if something goes wrong, you know where to look at. So let's create like an error somewhere. Hopefully there's a PHP code that I can break. So no. Let's see what happens if I omit this and refresh. Yeah, it breaks, so it should be listed over here. Refresh, and here it is. Stack trace and everything. So that's useful. And also I have an overview of administrators that, oh sorry, it's over here. It's in the access log. I have a list of administrators that access system when and where, or from where and when. And also I have a request log that's useful to find out if people are typing in wrong URLs. So let's just go back to our pages section to correct the error. Save. What's cool is that if you do Command S, it's the same as if you clicked save. So this saves time. And of course, you can go into your text editor and do the same thing. So the page that I was just editing lives in the pages folder, and I believe it's a home page. So yeah, this is the stuff that I was breaking, and yeah, that's it. So let's see if it works actually. Yeah, it does. And the thought escaped me. What I wanted to show you was the situation where I'm typing in a non-existing URL. So if I go to a test page, the page not found, and then if I want to see if that got through to our logs, so my request log just said, okay, somebody tried to access /test page, and it either signals there's a problem with your application, or there's a dead backlink somewhere on the internet, and helps you solve those problems. So that's sweet. Let's check out how the templating works. So October CMS uses Twig templating systems. So I'm not sure why, but I guess that Laravel folks don't like that much the Twig templating system. So if you're using Symfony and tweaking your own framework stuff, then perhaps you're using Twig. But since Laravel has Blade, I guess that Laravel folks tend to use Blade more than Twig, since it's native. But October CMS was built upon Laravel, and I guess there's a blog post somewhere by the authors that explains why they've chosen Twig instead of Blade. One reason might be that Twig has like those shortcode thing like filters, and Blade doesn't. But yeah, Twig is certainly more flexible templating engine, but it's not Laravel native. So there you have it. You need to be able to work with Twig if you want to use October CMS, but it's not such a big deal, believe me. It's pretty easy and straightforward. All right, so let's see how the pages section functions. So we tried to access our test page, but couldn't because it didn't exist. So let's create it. Just add a file name called test with a default layout and the description. This is a test page. And yeah, why don't we copy some of the existing HTML stuff from some other pages. So let's see which one would do. Yeah, let's just get that, paste it over here and say our test page, and we're done. Save. A file should have been created here. October themes demo pages. No, there's no test file. Why not? Oh, sorry, I forgot to add a title, and now it should be saved. Yeah, here it is. Oh man, I hate it when a file has a capital like first letter. Okay, how can we mend this? Yeah, it's because I've written it here because I thought, I always have a problem with separated controls. Like I'm considering that my input text fields should be like this and not like this, and that's a problem in my head. I must be too old-fashioned. Okay, so does it allow me? No, it doesn't allow me to save using like lowercase letters because it basically says that it already exists, but I'll try to do it manually and see if it picks up the changes. And it didn't. Yeah, why not? Trust me, I don't know. Let's see if hard refresh should help. Test. And it helped. Okay, so does it work? Yeah, it does. So we have our test page over here. Um, there's actually not much that you can do with your test page from the CMS other than what I just showed you. You can define your meta title and description so that you can echo that in your page. But yeah, I guess that's it. So let's see what's in the test.htm file. So this must be familiar to you if you watched a couple of previous static site generator episodes or streams. So you have your front-end meta defined here. So anything you tweak within your UI admin panel is updated over here. So what's neat is that October allows you to add a PHP section over here. So I guess that the function's called onStart, but don't take my word for it. So let's see, no, CMS pages, and then function onStart. Yeah. So there are a couple of different methods that you can use here, and we won't go through each one of them. And every method has their like when you should use it and when not. You have like on init, on start, on end. But let's just use on start to set a variable. So if we want to use a variable within a page, we should probably do something like this, and you know, the variable will become accessible by echoing, I guess, hello, and yeah, it works. If you want to access any of the parameters listed above, so for instance our title, that's under the page namespace, so to speak. So page title, and no, it's not. Yeah. Let's check out the documentation. So no, it's a post title. Sorry, not page. It's a post. So that's weird because no, it's not a post. Hold on. Yeah, this is an example where it loops through posts. So let's see, title. Yeah, I guess it's this page title, which is a bit too long. Yeah, it is. Yeah, so you have to have it, like, you have to define it like that, which is not too pretty if you ask me, but it is what it is. Now let's take a look at this test.htm file. It's actually a bit too much for me, because if you want to place everything within a single file, then mission accomplished. But I like to keep my PHP functions and stuff like that separated from my views and the rest of the stuff. But I guess that was not a concern for CMS authors. They wanted to provide you with a quick way to wrap up a static web page that, you know, doesn't have to read from an external source, but it actually can read from external source, like in the post example here. So you're basically free to invoke you know, a model and pull data from a database and then loop it in your view, if that is what you want to do. But actually you'd be better off with a plugin. which is like another story. So before diving into plugins, let's just quickly stroll through the theme itself. So you've seen that, you know, your page needs to extend the layout. So this is our layout file. So pretty straightforward stuff, nothing new here. And you have your partials. So partials are included using a partial keyword in your twig template. And you also have content. So you can include your content within pages. So for instance, our page txt is just an MD file that's included from the home page, I believe. Page. Yeah. So we have our page file included over here with a content command. So I do content placeholder /page.txt, and so we have just some references to our CSS and JavaScript, and that's it. And pretty easy to understand. You wouldn't be surprised by anything over here, and you should be able to learn how to create new templates pretty fast. Now, what I've found really confusing is the plugins stuff. So plugins live in your plugins folder, and you namespace it, and basically you have your layout pretty similar to what you used to see in your vendor folder, like your PHP packages. But it's, you know, rather complex thing. So I don't really have enough time to, even if I dedicate 2 or 3 transmissions an hour each, I wouldn't be able to explain how plugins works for you. But let me just quickly, you know, list a couple of pages from the documentation so that you see the amount of information that you need to digest in order to create a plugin. So this is just the registration, and then you need to, okay, version history is probably not that hard to read or understand or comprehend, but then when you go to building components, there's more and more and more. Don't get me wrong, plugins provide you with a tremendous set of configurable options, and you can do wonders there. It's almost like a mini application that you can build using your plugins. But the learning curve is a bit too steep, if you ask me. Though, if you have like a plugin that's pre-made, like ready-made, it's pretty easy to use it. So there's a component over here in our October demo, like a to-do list. And if we want to create a page with a to-do list, which obviously doesn't exist yet, it's so simple. Look at this. So you add a new page, to do. Let's not bother with the rest of the stuff. But then you just go to your components and you drag it and you drop it and nothing happens. Where do I need to drop it? Over here. And you have your component available for you in your to-do page, but it's not rendered yet. To render it, you would need to do something like, I guess, component, and then you need to reference it with demo to do here, and Um, I wonder if that's it. Let's try. Yeah, I guess so. So the plugin that provides you with, a basic to-do list functionality um, is working out of the box, and it was like, I don't know, 30 seconds to install. So that's pretty sweet. And if you want to install other plugins like components, that's also easy to do. You just go to your settings and then you go to updates and then you go to install plugins. And if you wanna say install a blog plugin, just find it and it's downloading, installing, and it'll be available for you in your CMS components section. So you just do what I did just a second ago. You just drag and drop these variables, these draggables, like components, and it'll be available in your page. Speaking about the plugin folder structure, let's check out this RainLab blog plugin. So the plugin definition goes here, and basically, yeah, it's complex stuff which I'm not sure that I want to go through right now. But you can define your models here. So you have your post model. You can define your, I guess, migrations, seeds, controllers, anything that you'd basically keep somewhere in your Laravel application. In 3 or 4 hours that I've set aside to read the October CMS documentation, it wasn't even becoming clearer to me how to do that. I managed to scaffold a new plugin, but I didn't manage to create anything useful out of it. So there's a scaffolding component somewhere. It's, I believe, if I go to settings and again updates and then plugins. Hold on a second. Yeah, it should be this one. It was installed successfully, and it basically created this builder menu item above here. So if I want to create a new plugin, it's pretty simple. I just go and I create a plugin. So let's call this one episodes, like our podcast episodes, or let's just do CMS podcast as the author, and the plugin namespace should be episodes, and let's just keep it like this, the author namespace. I guess that's right. And you can even set like a custom icon, and that's basically it. And then if you want to create a database for your plugin, you just add one, and then you can quickly specify columns for that database. And let's do something really simple. I'd like to type here so that I can, at least get to the letter T to select text, but that's not available right now. And I guess that's it. So when I do save, it created a migration file for me, and when I click save and apply, it'll run it, and it will actually generate it'll generate, yeah, it generated and a table for me, so everything's here. So you just go on, you just basically add your model, and you know, not to go, I'm not going to go into too many details here, but I just want to show you that there are helpers for you to build your plugins, and it works nice. You know, it's a code generator that basically does everything for you. So something like Jeffrey Way's generator, yeah, package. And it's all nice and neat, but you definitely want to learn, you want to spend your time and dive into the documentation and learn how it's done. That's my point. So let's actually explore the two other options when you're installing your October CMS. So I'm not really sure, you know, when you do PHP Artisan, there is actually a ton of October specific command line actions that you can use, but I'm not sure how can I like undo everything I've done and start fresh. So I'm just gonna go in my October CMS folder, and I'm gonna delete everything and start over. So, oh man. Okay, this is better. And I wanna delete everything from my MySQL database. Delete, yeah. And then go back into my installer, install.php, and run the installation process again. Agree, database name, October CMS, password root, login root, and let's just set the admin password again, and set this as admin, and we're done. Yeah. And this time, let's start from a theme. So if you want to build something, yeah, that's, you know, pretty structured as a blog or as a shop or I don't know what, there are a couple of options for you to choose from. So let's use this Vanilla by RainLab, which has a blog and a community and a user management system. So let's install this. It requests and downloads files, and sure enough, it'll be available for us pretty soon. And we're done. Yeah, so we have our different theme this time. Let's log in and see what's different in admin panel. So as I said, this theme comes with a blog and the users section. By the way, there's a dashboard section that, you know, allows you to specify like widgets that are also available for you to download, find somewhere, or create your own, only if you read the docs. So that's also a nice feature. But what's in our direct interest right now is a blog section. So we go to October CMS front end. There's a blog link over there, and there's already, a first blog post already written. So let's see where that hides. Yeah, it's in front of us. So this is our blog post, and it's actually, as you can see, MD Markdown and easy to edit and preview over here. So anything that you update in your backend admin panel should be instantly visible in your front end. So this is something that your customers would use on a daily basis. So I've read a comment somewhere that, you know, October CMS is like a developer's CMS, and clients get lost and confused when trying to use the system. I'm not sure if that's true, but it looks pretty straightforward to me. If I'm a customer, like a regular internet user, I wouldn't have too much problem finding my way around. So I have my category section, and you know, I can define some, yeah, whatever. It's pretty simple. And then when I edit my post, it should be easy for me to categorize this post. It's easy to create new posts. My new post, and my new post title, and add it to a certain category. Save, go back. So not sure where that went, what happened. So my new post, where are you? Do I need to publish you somehow? Yeah, I need to tick published. It's publishing date. All right. I mean, let's do it this way. Published successfully. Yeah, so we're here. Everything working sweet. So if I go to my categories, everything's listed. I should be able to create my blog pretty easy. And as our templating system is also pretty straightforward, it should be easy for me to wrap up everything. But what I tried to do and gave up was rebuild my CMS podcast, or at least try to. And if you look at the URL structure, you know, episodes are under episodes folder, reviews the same, and blog. And I actually use categories in my Jekyll to achieve this kind of functionality. But you know, if I specify my categories here as I've specified in my Jekyll system, then there's a bit different URL structure which I don't like, and that I tried to change, but you know, to no avail. It just wasn't clear enough for me, like straight out of the box. How would I do that? Because when I go to categories, let's leave this page. There is a slug section, but you know, I'm limited to what I find here, and that's it. So this is like my biggest concern. And since I'm a person that's not actually a person that can like set aside a day or two or three or I don't know, 5 to learn how to use a new CMS system, I'm probably going to use something much simpler to achieve something like that. And then again, you know, if I'm building something really complex, should I aim for October CMS or start from scratch using plain old Laravel and build a custom admin panel? I'm not sure. But if you can, you know, set aside like a certain amount of time and read through the October CMS documentation, which is, you know, totally well written, then you will have like a good tool at your disposal, and October CMS would definitely speed you up in your development process. But the way I say it, it all comes down to how are you actually feeling while using the system? Are you feeling comfortable? Are you feeling entertained? Are you feeling great? Or do you feel like you're getting some, I don't know, I don't want to say negative vibe. That's a bad thing to say, but that does it bring you down? And if you feel that you're struggling with the system instead of feeling that the system is helping you, that's like my concern. And for me, October CMS is just a little too much, only because it will take me like too many hours to learn how to use it. When you contrast that to, I don't know, Statamic CMS, which we reviewed a couple of weeks ago, or any other CMS that we tried to use, it's pretty easier to use those systems than October CMS. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. And what the last remaining item that I wanted to show you is the third installation option. So let's do our reset once again so that you can see how that works. /install. Our beautiful graphics is running, and we do database name October CMS, CMS and root, and then password and admin and continue. And then we'll use a project ID. What's that? This is actually, although at first a bit confusing, I think it's a really nice and useful thing. Because when you create an account at octobercms.com, you'll be able to create a project. So I have two here. And one of them is like this test project I have, CMS podcast. And you can actually attach a theme or a plugin to that specific project. So let's use a free theme, any free theme. Yeah, why not this? Let's pick this one. Add to project and choose a project, CMS podcast, and add. I like this option where you're able to specify a new project if it doesn't exist yet. That's super cool. And then if I go back to my projects, should be able to see that I have this theme available and this plugin available. So I've added this plugin like before I started the broadcast. So it asks for what? For my project ID. So I guess this is it, project ID. Paste over here, check. Yeah, that's it, CMS podcast by me. And well, let's see what it has over here. Included a blog plugin, theme, it's here. Let's go back and hit install and see what happens. Hopefully it should download the plugin and the theme that I've attached in my October CMS online environment. And let's see if that happened. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3. And sure enough, we have our blog section over here. And if we go to settings and then front end theme, and yep, it's over here. I just installed my theme, which if I go, if I go to my front end, is available and running for me. So when can this be helpful? If you have a boilerplate of plugins that you've perhaps created yourself, and or a theme or few themes, you want to use this feature so that it provides you with a quick start, so that, you know, if I want to tweak this theme, I just go in and knock myself out. So this is also one really cool feature for you. And apart from that, you know, it's all too much for me to describe. I mean, to talk about it, or at least to get to know, to read the documentation. Like I said, it takes you a lot of time, so not much time in this 1 hour broadcast for that. But I hope that you at least had a feel of what October CMS looks like, and does it appeal to your style or not? And if it does, go ahead. By the way, October CMS is about to hit version 1.0 real soon, I guess. I read that somewhere. But it's a really a system that's been, you know, battle tested, and it wouldn't let you down. And the forum, the community around this piece of software is really large. So if you need any help or support, you can go in here and you see that, you know, this was answered like 24 minutes ago. It's a live place. People are asking and providing solutions. So I guess that's it. That's it for this broadcast. Hope you liked it. And until next time, which is next Friday, 2 p.m. GMT, I salute you. Take care.